What is going on? What's going on, Foodie Gang? You're tuned in to Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank, Season 3, Episode 61. And today we are going to be trying Martha Stewart's recipe for baked acorn squash. One of you guys sent me the recipe for Martha Stewart acorn squash. So we are going to try it out today. And I have all my ingredients here, as well as, hold on, y'all, as well as the recipe right here. So we're gonna give it a try and we're gonna try it out. And hey, hi, how are you doing? Oh, and you guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Um, join the channel and become a member so that you never miss a recipe or a live stream. But we got the recipe right here. I have my ingredients right here. And let me just adjust it a little bit. I don't know why it looks weird. Can y'all hear me okay though? All right. So we're trying Martha Stewart recipe for baked acorn squash with brown sugar. I got the recipe right here with the list and the instructions. We finna get right into it. Okay, so this is how it looks, y'all. This is an acorn squash. I don't know if you guys have ever tried acorn squash before, but it is really good. Give it a try. We have our butter here. And then we have our light brown sugar. Thank you, thank you. Somebody said, I hear you loud and clear. We got our black pepper, and then we have our sea salt. So you guys can see Martha Stewart's recipe for acorn squash is very simple. Brown sugar, butter, salt, and pepper. And the recipe is already down below, y'all. Already got it working on. Already got it down below. Okay, so when I did a live stream on butternut squash, or not butter, spaghetti squash, and I showed you guys a tip. One of the things that you can do to make it a little bit easier when you cut the when you cut your squash is that you can put it in the microwave for like 4 to 5 minutes, and that just softens it up so that it's easier to cut. And so here we go. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna rinse my squash off. I'm gonna dry it off, and then I'm gonna put it in the microwave for 4 to 5 minutes so that it can get soft. Because these things are really hard to cut, Foodie Gang. So got my acorn squash here. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, support the channel, put the money on the table so we can keep the stove on. You can send a super chat with your thoughts and share this live stream. Okay, so we're gonna rinse that off. Can you hand me a paper towel, please? I got my helper here. I didn't know she was gonna be here, but she's here. Got Ava's playtime in the building, and that's good right there, Ava. That's good. She's supposed to have a leotard on right now. I don't know why she has shorts on and a t-shirt. Ava, why are you not dressed? Come say hi.
Because I fly right out to get it.
Come say hi to the Foodie Gang, Ava. Okay, we're gonna put this in the microwave for 4 minutes. And this will help it, soften up. Okay, Ava's not coming. But she was here. Y'all saw her. Okay, here we go. Gonna put that in the microwave. Okay, when your squash comes out of the microwave, it is gonna be very, very hot. So be very, very careful. And if you're in the chat, be on your best behavior. One of the moderators is gonna take care of you. So we got our recipe here. In the meantime, while we wait for that to soften up in the microwave, I am gonna cut open our brown sugar, and we are gonna get that situated. Okay, so I've got my recipe here, and it says 2 tablespoons brown sugar. Okay, so cut this open, And I got a lot of brown sugar because you know the holidays are coming up. Thanksgiving is coming up. Are you guys excited? What y'all cooking? Let me see if I move that closer. I don't know why, but I gotta find my tablespoon measurement. Uh, my tablespoon. I don't know what happened to it. So, I got my teaspoon. I believe it's 4 teaspoons make a tablespoon, and I want to measure this out because I'm trying someone else's recipe, and I recommend that if you are trying someone else's recipe, you need to do it exactly how they asked you to do it first, and then you can make adjustments depending on whether or not you like it. And what am I cooking? I am trying Martha Stewart's recipe for acorn squash. So, very simple recipe. I got the list right here, and we got the brown sugar, and I also have a little bit of butter. And so, I'm gonna measure out two brown sugars because y'all gonna see during the end, but y'all gonna see. Okay, so here we go. Y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are trying Martha Stewart's recipe for acorn squash. One of the foodie gang sent me this recipe, and I love when you guys send me recipes or when you give me ideas or things that you guys want to cook. I absolutely love it. And shout out to the foodie gang member that sent me this recipe. Thank you so much for y'all. You know, y'all are thinking about me even when I'm not at work. Y'all are thinking about me. So we got our brown sugar. And someone said, what's acorn squash? Okay, so there are a lot of different types of squash. And we are used to seeing, you know, just the typical ones. Like we'll see pumpkins, we'll see zucchini, but they're all in the squash family. There are so many different varieties of squash. And acorn squash is one of those varieties of squash. And it's not super popular, but it's really good. I'm going to show you guys how it looks. I have my acorn squash in the microwave so it can soften up so that it can be easier to cut. And I have my pan here that I'm going to use to bake it on. So I'm going to put a little bit of butter down here on this pan. And so after I cut my squash, I'm going to need to clean it out. There are seeds inside of it similar to like a pumpkin. And so, like I said, once that acorn squash gets done, it's going to be hot. So grab your napkin. Be very careful. Okay, y'all, we're trying Martha Stewart recipe for acorn squash. Here it is. After I put it in the microwave for 4 minutes, just to make it easier to cut. These are really hard to cut. So, you know, if you get strong enough, go ahead and do what you do. Don't even worry about the microwave. And X said, do you celebrate Thanksgiving? I do celebrate Thanksgiving. I think Thanksgiving is a big cooking holiday, and I do celebrate it. But I also understand that some people don't celebrate the holidays, and that is perfectly fine over here. So I'm going to move these back, and we got our acorn squash here. And like I said, it is hot. So be very careful. We got our recipe list right here, y'all. This is not a game. So we're trying Martha Stewart recipe for acorn squash, and we're just going to cut it. And like I said, it is very hot at this point. And these are pretty hard to cut. Even, see, it's hard, Fuji Gang. It's hard. Hey, Kelly, how are you doing? How are you doing, Kelly? So, and the squash is hot, so be careful. So we got, y'all can see. Hold on, y'all. I gotta focus. Okay, here we go. Y'all ready to see the inside? Okay, we got one little piece right there that's giving us some trouble. And you guys can see how hard this is to cut. Imagine if you didn't put it in the microwave. But if you guys are strong, you don't got to worry about the microwave. Just go ahead and cut it. But the microwave helps. Can y'all see that perfectly fine? And y'all see the inside of the acorn squash. So it has the seeds in there, similar to a pumpkin. Acorn squash is in the, I believe it's in the family with the rest of the squashes, like pumpkin, butternut squash, zucchini. They all belong to the same family, but they're cousins. So this is like the cousin. So I'm going to take my spoon here, and let me get a paper plate out so that the insides and exit. I personally celebrate, and I'm making little turkeys out of strawberry pretzels, marshmallows, and chocolate. Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing and super, super cute. So I do have a food group on Facebook, Chefbigbank Foodie Gang fan page. The link is down below. But join my group and share pictures of your food. If you're someone that's looking for recipes, or if you just love to cook and you want to meet other amazing foodies, check out my group on Facebook. Over 2,000 members, wonderful community, and you know what? We all just love to cook. We all just love to cook, especially if you're trying my recipes. Okay, so y'all see I got the seeds out. I don't know if you can roast these seeds like you do with a pumpkin. I'm not sure. So cleaning that out. And also, you can slice a little bit off of the back. You see how it's like not leveled and it's like moving? I'm going to cut a little bit of piece, or slice a little bit off the bottom just so it can sit up properly. And you see, it's hot, y'all. Remember when I said it's hot? It is hot. I do have an Instagram, but the group that I was telling you guys about is on Facebook. And if you don't have Facebook, that's okay. Go ahead and make you one. Okay, so we got that all clean. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slice a little bit off the bottom. Not too much. And then this is pretty hot, so let me get my little napkins back. Okay, so we're trying Martha Stewart's recipe for acorn squash. So that one is ready to go into the oven. And I'm going to slice this piece off right here. Now this step is tricky because the squash is softened up because we did put it in the microwave. But this is still a hard step. And I have this tray over here that I put some butter on. I'm going to put some parchment down instead. Okay. And I do already have some acorn squash in the oven. That's the wrong one. That is plastic wrap, and that is not going to work. But I do already have some acorn squash in the oven. So we're going to put this one in, and then we're going to pull that one out. We're going to put some brown sugar and some butter. Okay, and then what we're going to do for our acorn squash is we're going to put it cut side down on this pan. And then we're going to let this bake. And I'm just going to... I put butter on the other pan. You guys will see it. Okay, so we're going to cut the back of this off. And like I said, be careful. It's hot. This part is hard to do, but it's necessary because it helps the bottom not like move around. Let me get a napkin. This is hot, y'all. I think this is why a lot of people don't like squash because they're super hard to cut, but they're really good for you and they're really inexpensive as well. Like I got both of these acorn squashes for $4 at Fred Meyer's. So it's very inexpensive, but it is tricky to cut. So see, it's slipping around on me. Haha, we did it. And so now it's like a little bowl. So we're gonna bake this, cut side down, pop this into the oven, and we're gonna take our other ones out of the oven and we're gonna put some butter and brown sugar on them. So let me just allow myself to get cleaned up here, foodie gang. Y'all hit the like button. We're trying Martha Stewart recipe for baked acorn squash. So this will go in the oven, and y'all see cut side down, ready to put that in the oven. Ooh, that's hot. Okay, so y'all can see and hear how that is sizzling. That is hot. Let me get my oven mitts so I don't burn myself. And so the next step that we're going to do is we are going to flip our acorn squashes over and then we are going to put brown sugar and butter on top and then we're going to put it back into the oven. Hold on, let me read this. Yes, we are gonna turn these over. Ooh, okay, Martha. We see you, Martha. And this one's kind of falling apart right here, but we see you, Martha. See, Martha knew what she was talking about. Because this right here. Okay, and then we got our butter right here. We got our instructions. So, ooh wee. Okay. Okay, so then we're putting our butter onto our acorn squash. I've had this roasting for about 30 minutes. And then I can already tell you guys that this squash is already really, really soft. What we're gonna put it back in the oven for is really just to, melt the butter and the sugar together. And we're just gonna let me leave this over here actually. Okay, now we're going in with the brown sugar. Ooh, okay. Martha knew what she was doing. Use this. Okay, foodie gang. Okay, so we're making Martha Stewart's baked acorn squash with brown sugar. This is the first time I made it like this before. When I worked in the kitchen, we would cut them into like wedges, and then We would do like butter and then sugar, maybe a little bit of salt and pepper. Oh, speaking of salt and pepper, I gotta put some salt and pepper. But we would cut ours into wedges. I have not made it this way where it's like little like you cut it in half this way. I always cut my acorn squash into wedges, and I have to show you guys that recipe as well. You can make them into wedges. So it's looking pretty good. We're gonna put it back in the oven for probably like 10 minutes maybe. So back into the oven. Ooh, y'all see it smoking a little bit. Okay. We're gonna put a timer on there. Just all right, foodie gang. Let me get my plate out. Let me get cleaned up here. And we have. Remember, we are doing like we're doing baked acorn squash, but we have two batches. We have hold on, y'all. It's on my face. The first batch I put in there without the butter and the sugar. So we have a little bit of sugar left over, and we got some more butter right here. That is for the second batch. We got our salt and pepper right here. Let me just clean up a little bit for y'all from the end. Okay, and then I'm gonna go over y'all heads. I gotta get a plate out. I'm sorry. Hey, Liliana, how are you doing? What's going on? I think I might need a bigger plate. I think this plate's gonna be too small for what I got going on. Let me get out a big plate. Liliana, we are just trying Martha Stewart's recipe for baked acorn squash. I got the whole recipe right here. And Liliana said Taco Tuesday. Now that sounds way better than what I got going on. But you know, I'm doing the squash because it was on sale. 2 for $4. And I was like, I have got to get this. So we're trying Martha Stewart's recipe for baked acorn squash with brown sugar. We are about 9 minutes away from the finale. And Liliana said never ate that before. There was someone else in here that was saying that they never had acorn squash before. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I never learned about acorn squash until I was like 19 or 20. And when I went down to Oregon for culinary school and I worked in the industry, that's when I learned about acorn squash. Because I had never seen it before, never had it myself either. But it's really good. If you guys have you guys ever had butternut squash? So if you've ever had butternut squash, the acorn squash is similar, but it doesn't taste as sweet. But yeah, squash is really popular in the kitchen because squash does not cost a lot. And so you see it on a lot of like restaurant menus. And the place where I worked at was always trying to save $1. So we did a lot of squash. The problem with squash, though, in my opinion, is that they're super hard to cut. So when I was reviewing spaghetti squash, and I actually got a spaghetti squash after I reviewed it. It was viral, got a spaghetti squash. I was looking on TikTok, and the girl said, if you're having trouble with your squash, put it in the microwave for 4 to 5 minutes. And so when I got my spaghetti squash, I put it in the microwave for like 5 minutes. Because the spaghetti squash is bigger than acorn squash. So I only did 4 minutes with my acorn squash. But it worked. When you put your squash in the microwave before you cut it, it does make cutting it easier, and your squash, the cooking times will not really be affected by the 5 minutes, and it'll be softer, easier to cut. So that's the trick with squash. Put it in the microwave for 4 to 5 minutes. It'll be softer, and it will be hot. So do be careful when you are removing it from the oven and you're taking it out of the oven. Okay, so let me talk to you guys about the schedule that's coming up. Liliana said interesting. There's so much to learn about food, and when I started 907 Goodies, when I started my Facebook group, I have learned so much about food in such a short amount of time. So, okay, so I have to make spaghetti for a potluck. So tonight we're gonna do a late night food prep. That live stream is not set up yet. I was trying to set it up before I got here, food game, but it did not work out. So um y'all come back here, watch me prep some food out. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna show you how I cut onions. I'm gonna show you guys how to. I have fresh garlic. I'm gonna peel it, put it in the food processor. So we're gonna do some prep late night. And then tomorrow I have to make spaghetti for a potluck for about 40 people. So we're gonna be making spaghetti tomorrow on Wednesday at 9 a.m., which is tomorrow as well. I'm gonna have pre-recorded content coming out on Wednesday at 9 a.m. And then I'm gonna do the live stream where we do the spaghetti for 40 people. And then I'm probably gonna come up with some other, live streams for during the week. But this weekend I have an interview. We have another chef that we're gonna talk to about food. I am gonna be setting up that live stream very, very soon. But we're gonna do an interview this weekend because the Foodie Gang food panel is not gonna be here, but on Sunday I'm gonna be doing an interview instead of the panel. So she makes some amazing food. I cannot wait for you guys to meet this chef, to see her food, to see, how she started and what's going on now. And I'm really, really excited for it. So we're gonna do an interview. We have not done an interview in a long time, y'all. Y'all just been up here talking to me, watching me in the kitchen. We got 4 minutes left on the Acorn squash. We got Ava in the background. Ava, what's up?
Hi.
We are getting ready to go to
My gymnastics.
yes. Yes. Ava, tell everybody how your day's been.
My day's been alright. I haven't really been feeling that good. It just started to like. I haven't been feeling good, but I think I can try to go to gymnastics though. So after our live, it's gonna be quick, and then we're gonna head to my practice. And
Yes.
see how it goes.
Yes. And then Ava, Thanksgiving's coming up.
So
Ava has a long weekend. No gymnastics, no school.
so
Just gonna be me and her and y'all, Foodie Gang.
so Thursday and Friday at my school there's gonna be no school, but all the time the weekend there's no school. But and then today's the only gymnastics day this week. It's only Tuesday. We see
All right,
Tuesday,
Ava. All right, Ava.
Thursday,
They don't need to know your whole
Friday.
schedule. Y'all need to know her whole schedule.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a long week.
Yes,
4
and
days off.
we're gonna have Thanksgiving's coming up. Yeah, Foodie Gang. But let me see. I think we got 2 minutes left, but I think I might take it out. I think we might get to it. All right, here we go, Foodie Gang. Gonna show y'all Martha Stewart's recipe for baked acorn squash with brown sugar. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. I'm setting the other timer. Wow. This looks delicious. Okay, let me get. I'm a little bit scared because it's super, super hot. But here we go. Woo!
Barbie, and you know the charger is.
Over there. There's one on my dresser. Okay, y'all, here we go, foodie gang. Let me get a whole new fork. We finna do a taste test. We finna see what it's hitting for. We finna see what Martha talking about and all that. Okay. Okay. This is Martha Stewart's recipe. Got our brown sugar in there. We got some butter. We got acorn squash right here. Wow. Okay, so it's super, super hot, so I'm not going to try it yet. Gonna give it a little bit of time, but I can tell you that it smells really good, and the recipe is down below. Shout out to Martha Stewart, doing big things over here, doing big things. So, but one of the Foodie Gang members sent me this recipe. I love when you guys send me recipes, or when you give me recipe ideas, or tell me what type of content you want to see coming from me. All of it is so helpful. I'm like scared to try it because it looks so hot. But it looks so good, so I want to try it. Ooh. I can taste that butter. I can taste that brown sugar. This is delicious. Mmm. Super good. And squash is really good for you as well. Wow. Dang, Martha, you cooking like this? Oh my goodness, Angela. I am trying Martha Stewart's recipe for baked acorn squash with brown sugar. And Angela, shout out to Angela because she's actually the one that sent me this recipe. Angela, this recipe is really, really good. I mean, I don't normally do this, but I kind of want to give it a 10. It's so good. And it's like, it's not really missing anything. You can taste the brown sugar, the butter, the salt, and the pepper. And it's not too sweet. And I measured it out exactly. I did everything that Martha said to do. And this is really, really good. Y'all gotta try this recipe. And if you haven't tried acorn squash before, that is okay. But I want you guys to try different foods. I want y'all to have fun in the kitchen and experiment and all of that stuff. But okay, Martha. Angela, this recipe is amazing. And you know what? I'm so glad I came here and I'm like, does anybody have a recipe for acorn squash? Because this is amazing. Mm. And like I said, when I did acorn squash before, we always cut them into wedges. I never made it like this, where it's like a little cup, a little bowl. And Angela said, I buy them when they have them on sale. Yes, and you guys, these were on sale two for $4. So, I mean, if you want to be honest, this is a budget friendly meal right here. So good. But y'all, I gotta run. This is so good. You know when you eat something good, and it's like your heart is just happy. You're just in a good mood when you eat some good food. I'm telling y'all, eat some good food, okay? This is delicious. And you know, that's why Martha's been around for so long. You know, that woman is 80 years old, 80 plus, and she looks fabulous. And I don't have cable anymore, but the last I heard is that Martha and Snoop Dogg still had their cooking show. Shout out to Martha Stewart. She's doing big things out here. This is amazing. Mmm. This is so good. Mmm. And Angela said I have it as a side dish or dessert. This is great. Then this would definitely be a great low calorie dessert because it does have that brown sugar in there, so you're getting that sweetness, but you're eating a squash. So this would be much better than like eating cake or donuts. So good. Like I said, Foodie Gang, I'm gonna be here later on tonight doing some late night food prep. Y'all tune in. Then we're gonna be making spaghetti for 40 people tomorrow. We have an interview coming up this weekend, and Thanksgiving is coming up. I'm gonna be doing some live streaming to show you guys my Thanksgiving prep, to show you guys a little bit of my dinner. So stay tuned, turn on the notification bell. I will see you guys in the next one. Shout out to the Foodie Gang. Thank you guys all for sliding by. Hit the like button whether you're watching this live or on the replay. And shout out to Angela for coming up with this work, for sending me this amazing recipe. If you guys have any recipes that you guys want me to try out, you can always send me a message on IG, Facebook, or send me an email. But thank you guys so much, Foodie Gang. And I am your host. And this is Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank. Thank you guys all so much for stopping by my kitchen today. I will see you guys in the next one. Comment down below and let me know if you've ever had acorn squash before. I'm out.